Okay, it's the 13th of December. It's a Friday. We've got about just over 30 minutes to the NY Open. Just check the sound. Test. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay, we're going to get to the charts in a second. Yeah, all good. Okay. Okay, so today we've got no news today. No news at all. Last week, price hasn't done much. This week, the week prior to that, price didn't do much. Since the last week, I think the third week of November, price hasn't done much, right? Since around the 25th of November, price hasn't done much in the New York session. Volumes always come in after NYSE open, right? That's about an hour and a half after NY open. So today there is no news. Next week will be the last week of for trading just before Christmas and New Year. So next week we've got core retail sales, which should bring some volume in, and then we have the federal funds rate on Thursday. They're expecting to cut rates, so that should bring some volume in, and then Friday, right? But the main two events for next week is retail sales and FOMC interest rates, right? Those are the main two events for next week. Everything else is not going to move price much. Just those two news events for next week. So going back to this week, we had this week we had CPI, didn't do much. We had PPI, didn't do much, but volume did come in after NYSE open. So let's get to the charts now and look at what the daily is doing. Right, so just as expected yesterday, if you watched the first 30 minutes of the analysis, I said that price could push back down again because it did this a couple of times. It stopped around the 22nd of November. Price this weekly resistance rate at 2715 stop price, and then we had a massive push down of over 1,000 pips from 2715. So it did the same thing yesterday. We came right there the previous day, and it stopped price here, the daily candle, and the next day we pushed for about 500 plus pips. We pushed down, right? So now we've gone past 2700, we've closed below 2700, and we've broken yesterday's low. So we should continue down, and the next place where price could pause is 2650. That's a psychological round number, right? That's probably where we're heading to next. That's about a 200 pip drop. Could happen today, could happen next week, right? Let's go to our trading chart. And before we do that, I always do a recap of what happened the previous day. So I've drawn out these zones, and price had touched this light. This light red radii was drawn, I think, from the beginning of the week. Price touched it perfectly, dropped in the Asian session, pulled back up, rejected 2715, came down. I said if 2700 doesn't hold, push price back up, then we're coming straight down to this area, right? We're coming straight down to 2687.8, and that's exactly what happened. 2700 price didn't touch here, and it didn't reject price and didn't push price up. So we came here, we went deep into this level. I did take a sell here soon after the stream ended. I did take a sell right here, and I got out here. That was about 175 pip drop. The stop loss was above this candle here, above this 15-minute candle here, right? And I got out here. So I had said this, that price, if this doesn't hold price, 2700 doesn't hold price and push it back up, then we're coming straight down to this level right here, and we went through that level and we came to the next light green area, and as you can see, it touched it to the pip and pushed up 170 pips straight up, right? Now we're pushing down again, so let's get rid of all of these and draw our zones for today. Okay, I think that should be good. Just move this here, this across here. Let's go to the 4. Okay, let's start with supply. If we've got supply right here, that's a drop. 1, 2, 3, 4 basin candles because part of a range, and then a clean drop. Okay, so that's the first supply zone. Then above here we've got this. We've got this rally. Got this rally, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 basin candles and a drop. Rally, base, drop, and then a drop, base, drop. Okay, so let's put down the numbers. I think that should be good enough for supply. Yeah, we're not going to move up 500 pips today, so that should be good. High 616 and 604. 616, 604. Today should be a fairly easy trading day. I'm not going to be here for too long, maybe for about 45 minutes to an hour at the most. I'm going to look for a trade with the NY open, or maybe 30 minutes after the NY open. I'm going to be looking for sells from 2674. It's pretty simple, right? Very straightforward. We've closed below 2674. The 4-hour candle is closed below 2674. So I'll be looking for sells from here, from 2674, which is weekly resistance, or up here. That's basically it. And if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, then no trade for today. Okay. Let's get back to what we were doing. Okay, so there's supply there, there's supply there. That's the closest H4 supply zone. Demand, we still have this demand zone here. Let's just extend that to the right. Price hasn't broken it yet, but it's come deep in, so we'll have to go down to the 1-hour time frame. Yeah, this has another 23 minutes to close. Yeah, we'll have to go down to the 30-minute time frame. Okay, so basically, yeah, there is demand formed here. Okay, on the 30-minute time frame, we have a drop, 2 basin candles and a rally. So that open is 668, 671, close 671, 6. Yeah, that's good. So that's all that's left of the demand zone, 4-hour demand zone. A rally, 2 basin candles and a rally, that was demand. That's all that's left of it. Okay, let's bring that here. And the next one is this. I'm going to extend it to the right. And then the next one is this. I'm going to extend that to the right. That's another 250 pip drop, should be good enough. Yeah, I think that should be good enough. We'll just extend this to the right as well. And the reason for this is it's this demand right here, a drop, two basin candles and a rally, but prices come deep into it, so that's all that is left of that zone. That zone was initially about 185 pips, but this candle has wicked into it, so that's all that's left of that zone, right? And that is 470, 475, 500 pips away. That's fine, so that's good enough. Okay, right, so those are the zones that we have for today. We've got two supply zones here, and we've got a few demand zones down here, right? But price should sail through these and should come to 2650. We're going to take a closer look at it and see if that's what's going to happen. Next thing to do is, now that we have our supply zones and demand zones for the NY Open, is to see which of these are high liquidity zones or which are not. Let's get rid of that. Sorry, let's keep that there. The zone was 143 pips. Price has come 125 pips into it, so it's more than 50% of the way. So I'm going to get rid of it. It's no longer high liquidity zone. This one is. We had marked that out yesterday. It did push price up. Yeah, it did break this minor supply level here. This move up broke that base drop. It took that out, so that's a high liquidity zone. The one below is already high liquidity zone. That's gain a mark from yesterday, and inside that is a high liquidity candle. We're going to take a look at that in a bit, right? Not right now, but in a bit, because price is pushing down. We're going to see where price could react to continue its journey down. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this high liquidity candle that's here, that we have marked with a light green box. I'm going to take a look at it a little later. Let's take a look at this supply level. Is it a high liquidity zone? Let's go down to the 1 hour. Yeah, so this move down took out this demand here. There was a demand level here, there was a demand level here, there's a drop and a rally here, there is a 30-minute base there, and then here there is a drop, two basin candles and a rally, and this move down took out all of that and that, right? And it even took out this demand on the left, a rally, three basin candles and a rally, so that low was taken out with this move down. So this is a high liquidity zone. Okay, and this one above is also a high liquidity zone because it took out all of this supply, all of this demand, all of this demand to the left. This move down, it took out this. There was demand here on the 30-minute time frame. There would have been demand, a drop and a rally, so there should be a 30-minute base there. It took out that. It took out this rally, three basin candles and a rally. It took out that, plus it took out this one. Okay, yeah, we took out this drop, base, rally. This move down took out that demand there as well, so that too is a high liquidity zone. Plus we've got weekly resistance running right through it. Okay, right, good. I'm going to take a look at this zone right here. Yeah, that too is a high liquidity zone, marked from since the beginning of the week. Okay, that's it. We got our high liquidity zones marked. Now let's just clean up the chart a bit. Okay, just a second. Are we good? Yeah, sound is good. Okay. Right, so if price, now what do we do next? Now what I do next is Now, since I have this supply zone here on a high liquidity supply zone, H4 supply zone, if price does come into it, which is about 84, 89, about 90 pips away, if we come here, where could price push back down? Is there a high liquidity candle? A high liquidity candle basically is the largest candle in that zone, the largest bearish candle in that zone, right? That's what it is. So there is this candle right here on the 1 hour. That's a 90 pip candle. That seems to be the largest candle. This candle is outside the zone. So this is the largest candle for now. Just going to mark that candle out. 016112. Okay, that's a 90 pip candle. So let's go down to the 30-minute time frame. Yeah, that's still the largest candle. So we're gonna narrow that down. That's about 78 pips. Let's go down to 15-minute. Yeah, I'm good with that candle. This candle is 95 pips and it's inside that, which is great. And this is 76 pips. Okay, yeah, we're good with that. So that 30-minute candle right there. So this low is 248. 248. Okay, so if price comes up here, this area is the area that can push price back down, but we got to be careful. We've got weekly support right there, right? So you got to be careful. It's just 80 pips away is weekly support. Now, if it doesn't get up there, and if 2674 weekly support, is that weekly support or weekly resistance? Weekly resistance, sorry. Weekly resistance can push price back down. Okay, can push price back down instead of getting price getting up here. So you got to watch out for that area. We'll have to wait for maybe M30 resistance to form to take a trade down. And if we do come down, we're coming into this area. There's nothing that can hold price. So we should drop straight down to 2650. That's if we do drop from here, that's about a 240 pip drop. There's nothing to hold price here inside these levels. Yeah, there's nothing to hold price here, right? This was the just 1 second. Yeah, it was here, right? This was the move. That was the move up yesterday, and that was off. This candle right here, 75 pip candle. Yeah. So below that, there's nothing. There's nothing here to push price back up. There's nothing here to push price back up. So if we drop, we're coming straight through these two zones. We're coming straight down to 2650 next. And if you close below 2650, we're coming to this H4 zone here. That's a fairly large zone. So we're going to take a look at that zone and see. Let's get rid of this light green area. Okay, we come down to this zone, which is a fairly large zone. That's a 220 pip zone. We're going to go down to the 1 hour. Look for the largest bullish candle in that. That's the largest candle. That's 197 pips. Go down to the 30-minute. Still that candle, 200 pips. Go down to the 15-minute. It's this candle right here. Yeah, that's the candle that I had marked initially. Yeah, this candle right here. Okay, so that's where we're coming to. That candle, 15-minute. Go down to the 5-minute. Yeah, 15-minute. Yeah. So once if price closes below, if you have a 15-minute candle close below 2650, we're coming down another 60, 70 pips down to this to 2643.63. That's where we're coming to next, right? So maybe 2644, a round number is better. If you have your TP around 2644, 2650, and then 2644. Okay, if we are coming down, those are the TP levels: 2650, 2644. Right, and if you have volume, we might continue down to 2633. That's weekly support. That's this level, weekly support 2633. Right. So those are the areas: 2650, 2644, 2633. Those are TP levels if price is to come down. Now we also got to look at the scenario where price might move up. Um, just save this. Just give me a second. Yeah, good. Okay, right. So that's the area of supply. If price moves further up, breaks this, then to 700 is the next area that can keep price down, right? If it breaks above that, it comes into this zone. So we're going to look for, I doubt that's going to happen, but we're going to look for an area in case price pushes up. Where is it going to come to next? So let's look for the largest candle in this area right here. Is this candle right here? That's a liquidity candle, 250 pips. Let's go down to the 30-minute time frame. It's this candle right here. It's a 126 pip candle. And on the 15-minute, it's 137, 82, 124. Yeah, we're going to mark this out for now. But I don't think price is going to get there today. No chance. We're pushing down. But we'll just have this marked out for next week. 1356 and the high is 616. 616, 1356. This is probably for next week or the week or in Jan if you had to move back up. And this one, prices come into it. So high 616. Yeah, this is for much later. Probably for Jan. Okay, because I think we're very bearish right now. We're pushing down because that's what's happening on the daily, right? So we're rejecting 2715 yet again. We've done this several times. We stayed below 2715 here. We pushed down here 1,000 pips. We're pushing back down. We're coming down here probably to 2633. It's a long way. That's about 380 pips, right? And then if we close below through 2633 next week, then we could push down to 2600 and further down. Okay, but that's on the higher time frame, and there's a lot of things that confirmations that need to happen on the 4-hour for us to see that move down. But right now we're just session trading, so for that we just want to take sells from either 2674 or from this candle right here, right? Or price can pull back to the EMA, touch the EMA, and then go down as well, right? That's possible too. Yeah, so there are 5 areas. Now that we have time, we've got another 7 minutes for the NY Open. There's no news today. So that's the analysis. So let's just go back, zoom out a little bit and look at the chart. That's the analysis, okay? We've got a supply H4 4-hour supply level right here, which is a high liquidity zone. We've got a 4-hour supply level right here, which is also a high liquidity zone. We have key levels. There is weekly resistance at 2674, there is 2700, and there is 2715, right, above current price. Below current price, there is this very weak demand that is not going to hold price. If we come down, we're going to break right through that. But we have 2650, a psychological round number below that, right, that could push price back up. And then we have this high liquidity candle, which starts at 2643.63, that could also hold price and push it back up. And that candle, that 15-minute candle, is inside a 4-hour high liquidity zone, right, which is this large zone that you see here, from here to here, right? And then running through that zone is 2633, which is weekly support, right? So that's what we've marked on the chart for now. Now, in terms of where I usually trade, there are 5 areas that I look for setups, right? The first is supply demand levels. So these light pink area, these dark red areas, and those light pink areas inside it, or these dark green areas and these light green squares inside it. Those are supply demand levels, high liquidity candles that I look to take buy or sells from. That's number 1. Number 2 is psychological round numbers, 2700, 2650, 2600, 2750, psychological round numbers. I say this all the time. I repeat this process all the time. And the third is weekly support resistant levels, 2715, 2674, 2633. If you look at the daily chart that I open with every stream with, you will see these levels here marked out, right? These levels have been marked out for months, and price reacts to them precisely pretty well. Okay, I don't want to say precisely. I think it reacts to them pretty well, right? And fourthly, the next area where I look for a setup is when price pulls back to these EMAs, right? We're trading below it. So if you pull back to the fast EMA, or that's the slow EMA, then that's another area that I could look to take a trade from. And the fifth is when an EMA crosses. So sometimes when this cross happens, price is right at that cross, and it gives me maybe a M30 bearish candle or M15 bearish engulfing candle to take a trade, right? So that's an area that I look to take a trade. So if we are at those areas, then I look for M30 resistance to form first, or M30 support to form if we are above them, to take a trade. I first wait for some sort of confirmation, right? Because they are a little weaker than these psychological round numbers or weekly resistant areas, or these H4 supply demand zones, right? H4 or H1. Sometimes if it's not visible on the 4-hour, I look for supply demand levels on the 1-hour, right? Okay, so those are the 5 areas. Those are the 5 key areas that I look for trade setups from. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is, if price pushes to this, great. And if I have a M15 rejection here from this light pink area, or this dark pink area, whatever you want to call it, from this area, I'll take a trade to come down, right? But I'll be very wary, or I'll be very careful of 2674, which is weekly resistance. If price comes up doesn't push up but reacts at 2674 and creates M30 resistance, I might look to take a trade from weekly resistance to come down to push right through these and come to 2650, right? That's a 240 pip drop, maybe even further down, and that would be a 300 pip drop, right? Um, yeah, so that's basically what I'm going to be looking for today, right? Either sell from somewhere here or sell from up here. Right? It's going to wait and see what price does. Um, right now, we're just creating high highs on the 15-minute time frame. We're just creating uh, high highs and high lows, right? High lows, high highs. We created a lower low here. Now we created a high high. We broke above these highs, created a high high, high low, high high, high low, high high. So let's see what price does when it gets to 2674. There is also a 30-minute zone right here, which we shouldn't ignore. There is a 30-minute zone right here. Because I'm paying attention to it because it's right at weekly resistance, right? 69408, 328, 694328, 694328. Yeah, that's a drop, a base, and a drop. The only reason I look for this 30-minute supply is because it's right inside. It's in the middle of 2674, which is weekly resistance, which could push price down. So inside that, so did that this move take out anything? Yes, I believe it did. Yeah, it did take out this. This move down did take out this demand rally, 3 basin candles and a rally. It did take this out, this move down. So that is a high liquidity zone as well. Okay, and inside that high liquidity zone, let's look on the 5-minute. Now there's nothing. There's no candle in there, except for this wick and except for 2674 weekly resistance, right? So I'm going to keep an eye on that area. Yeah, I don't see any. No, it's nothing. $30, $23. Maybe this one right here. Okay, we've got NY open now. We're going to wait for the 15-minute candle to close. 30. Which is this? 2017. Which is this? 24. That is 17. Okay. 747449. Okay. So let's see if we get a reaction there. Maybe, because that's right at weekly resistance. If you do get a reaction there, or if you break through this, okay, here's something even better. If you get a reaction here, you can take a trade coming down. If you create M30 resistance here, we can take a trade to come down if you form M30 resistance. If you don't, and we push above this, we break this high, which is 267747 or 267750, then we're coming up to this, another 50 pips to this one here, this level, right? And we're going to push down from there. So let's see, we need M30 resistance need to form around this area because we're bullish right now. I need to see M30 resistance form to take a trade. Okay. Okay, let's wait. We've got about 27 minutes for the candle to close. That's a lot of time. We're gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for this 15-minute candle to close first. There's 11 minutes for this 15-minute candle to close. Wait for it to close. Let's see if the next one comes and breaks this high and continues up. And then we'll probably have to wait for the next 15-minute candle to close. Okay, this is a lot of waiting. Today is Friday. I'm not going to rush into any trades because it's a Friday, right? And there's no news. And we're also coming to the end of the year, so I'm not anticipating a lot of volume on non-news days. Let's see what happens. But the whole idea is that if price begins to move down, we know where it's going. That's what's important. You know where it's going next. It's coming to 2650. That's very important to know. You're coming to 2650 because if you know where you're coming to, then you can use whatever entry method that you like, that you're comfortable with, to place your stop loss and your entry, and you know where price, you know the direction, and you know the TP where price is going to. It's heading towards 2650, right? Or 2644. And if you break below that, as I said, 2633. Okay, so I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to wait another 10 minutes for the 15-minute candle to close. Okay, all right. Okay, so the 50-minute is very bearish. I might attempt a sell here if you pull back. Stop loss above this candle. If we come to 2669.25 or 2671. 302,542. 302. Stop loss above this candle here. Let's see. The idea is that we're bearish. This is the pullback, but we haven't come here. So we haven't come here. Maybe not this one. Maybe just here. 712. Okay. Let's see. Would I like to see price come and touch 2674, but it didn't. Similar to yesterday, it didn't come and touch 2715. Just pushing down. Yeah, maybe we don't. Maybe we don't pull back. I think we're very bearish. We're just going to continue down. Seven to 3, 2, 6, 1, 3. Can we come up here? Or are we coming straight up? Yeah, we're coming down. But I want to see that pullback. Okay, I'm just going to take a sell there. We're pushing up, pushing up. How to break this low? This is a liquidity grab to push up. Price has to come down and break this low. If not, we're pushing straight up, moving higher. This is the low to break. If we break this low, we're coming down. If you don't, that's a liquidity grab to push up. Yeah, we're closing bullish. 5-minute candle is closing bullish. This is the candle, liquidity candle to hold price up. So 78. To break this low. Once you break this low, we're good. Should come down. Yeah, we're good. We should continue down now. Yeah, we should be good. Coming down, we should break this. Once we break this low, we're coming straight down here, and we should continue down. Yeah. Five, 4, 2, 5, 4, 4. 657, 82. If you come down to 2650, that's about 190 pip drop. From there, straight down 180, 190 pip drop. Where did I enter? Here. Yeah, 190 pip drop. If you come here. But we have to break this low here. This low is 63, 2663. Once we break that low, we should be good. There's nothing to stop price here. We need to break 2633, 24 pips more. Let's see if we can get there. 30-minute is closing bearish, so we created resistance right here. And we're inside this 30-minute demand zone right here. Drop 2 basin candles in a rally. Once we break this low, we should be good to come down. Yeah. 10, 87. So stop loss is 48, 90. Did we break this high? 72.82. Yeah. 70, 73. So broke this high. And now we break the low. We shouldn't come back to break the high. If you break, so if the this 1 hour candle broke the high here. Now if this 1 hour candle breaks the low, it shouldn't come back to break the high. This price should respect this 1 hour candle high and should come down. But it needs to break this low. Once we break the low, we're good. Another 50 pips down, and then from there onwards another 125 pips down to 130 pips down to 2650. This low is 63. This low is 63.73. 7 pips more. Yeah, 6 pips. Let's see. Once we break this low, we should be good. There's nothing on the left. Yeah, there we go. Should come down. It's running about over 100 pips on these two positions. We might pull back to create a top wick. There's no top wick on this candle. Yeah, there's plenty of time, so we might pull back to create a top wick. They're running 120 pips, 123 pips at the moment on those collective positions, on those two positions. Let's see if we can drop down here. I think we're going to pull back up for a top wick here. Yeah, that's what's happening right now. We're going to pull back up for a top wick, 26. Yep. Okay, so price shouldn't at least, it shouldn't come back to break the high, this candle high. We've broken the low. This candle has broken this low, so price shouldn't, ideally, technically, shouldn't come back to break this high. If it does, then obviously the trade setup is not valid, then we are bullish, then we're heading straight up if it does. But technically, since we've first broken the high and now we came and broke the low, we shouldn't come, price shouldn't move back up to break this 1 hour candle high. It should continue down, technically, right? But if we come back up and break the high, the cells are not valid, we are moving straight up. Five-minute created a top wick. Yeah, that was the 5-minute. We created a top wick. Let's see if we can come back and break its low. If we break this candle low, then we are good to come down straight through. Just need to break this low. 10 pips. Okay, how long have I been here? An hour, 10 minutes. Okay, so I'm going to be here for another. Okay, I'm going to wait here until the 15-minute candle closes, which is 7 minutes from now, and then I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it a day, right? 15 minutes, because this could take time. This could take time to either go down, or this could take time to go up and hit my stop loss, or at least for me to manage risk, right? It could take time because we've got another 50 minutes for NYSE open, and this could take a long time. We could just range here, right? So I'm not going to be here for the next 45 minutes, 50 minutes. I'm going to end the session when the 15-minute candle closes, which is in about 6.5 minutes from now. I'll leave the trade running. Stop loss is right there. These are the entries. Optimal entry 2669.22. I entered a little bit higher than that. There's a pending order 2670.08. If we get there, I might delete them if we get there because I don't want to take on any more risk since it's a Friday. But the idea is for price to continue down, for this candle to break its low, or the next candle to break this low and come straight down to 265750 roughly, right? 265750, right? And if we get through 265750, then we're coming to 2650, right? And that's, if you get to 2650, that's a 190 pip drop, right? And if you clear 2650, then next is 264250. That's next, 264250. Asian session, what did the Asian session do today? So market open is here, Asian low is there. Okay, that's the Asian low right there. Let me just zoom in. That's the Asian low, and that's the Asian high. Asian low, Asian high. So Asian session price moved 136 pips up. Then we have the London low. The London low is here. Yeah, the London low is all the way down here. That's the London low right there. And that's the London high right there. So the London session moved 260 pips. Wow. The London session moved, sorry, where was it? Here. Yeah. 230 pips. That's a London high, and that's a London low. So 230 pips in London session. It's a fairly decent move on London. And now NY session is, yeah, it's not doing much. So the Asian session moved 137 pips. London session moved 200 and almost 240 pips. We pulled back. We closed the 30-minute close below this. This low is 666.5. low. Yeah, so we closed below the London low. We should pull back up and then continue down. We're close below the London low. Um, it's slow. It's slow. It's been like this for almost getting close to a month. NY session has had, NY Open has had no volume. Just been like this for almost a month now. NYSE session, NYSE Open has brought in volume, but NY Open has not had much volume. Okay, I'm going to end the session in a minute and a half. I'll be back on Monday. And next week will be the last week of streaming for the year. Next week. Then back again in January and so next week will be the last. That's the week before Christmas. That will be the last week. I'll end on the 20th, 16th to the 20th, and then after that, we'll resume the live stream back on maybe the 13th. Yeah, 13th, probably the 13th. Start on 13th. It's the first week, maybe the second week, maybe 13th. Because 13th to the 17th also is going to be a bit quiet because until Jan 20th. 20th is the swearing in of President Trump. So volume is going to start kicking in 20th onwards. That's when the volume is going to start kicking in. So this is going to be very likely a quiet week, a quiet couple of weeks until the 20th. This week, 6th to the 10th and 13th to the 17th are very likely going to be quiet weeks similar to what's been happening now. 20th onwards is when volume is going to start kicking in. Okay, all right. So that's the end of the session. We are coming down. I would like to see this candle low break. I'd like to see the low break, the 5-minute low break. Once it breaks, this is the rejection from this area. This is the rejection. If we break below this rejection, we should be good to come further down. This is the rejection from this low, right? We rejected this. So we don't want to see a 15-minute bull candle close here or a 5-minute bull candle close here because then we're coming back up again, right? This is the rejection from this low. Want to see this rejection, this candle low break. All right. Be back on Monday, right? You guys have a great weekend. See you guys on Monday.